Hey, if you guys can see and hear me, type a 1. I think we're live. One. Ooh, I wonder if there's a delay. I'm not sure. Awesome. Cool. We will give it a few minutes. Let people roll on in. How was everybody's day? So it's funny, I actually was out of town this weekend. I was in Indianapolis seeing Chelsea Handler stand up. Got back. Then today I did not trade. I was not prepared, so I didn't trade. Good green AF. Good. So I didn't trade today, but I hopped on, looked at my tickers and saw a whole bunch of red, went on Twitter, saw a whole bunch of fear. So I thought I would hop on just to talk with you guys, give you my outlook, perception, what's happening, where we're going. I hope we don't have a delay. I don't know why we would, but I also, cool. So, oh, pretty red. Oh, you like my glasses? Thanks. My vision is terrible. I have astigmatisms in both of my eyes, which is another reason why I use the 1, 2, 3 labels, just because if it's close, I can't tell sometimes. So it helps with my bad eyes. Hello, everyone. Lots of people. Oh, hello, Alexis. Okay. Okay. Love you. Have fun.
You have fun too.
Okay. Okay. Daughter, going to hang out with the boyfriend. Okay. Uh, let's see. So everyone can see my chart, my QQQ chart. Please let me know. I want to make sure you can see my chart and my face. This is only the 3rd time I've ever gone live, so I'm still trying to work out like all the bugs. Yep. Okay, good. Thank you guys. My daughter, have I taught my daughter how to trade? No, because I got to her too late. So she's 16 and a half. She's more concerned with her boyfriend and making money the way that she wants to make money, and she's just literally not interested in learning. So let her earn her little paycheck, put in all the hours, and she'll see, how hard it is to make some money, and then maybe she will want to learn by the time she's, 18, I hope. But, some people just aren't interested. All right. So, like I said, I did not trade today, so I'm gonna kind of be, that was a word slip. I'm gonna be seeing the market pretty much for the first time today, as you guys have seen it all day long. So, the first thing we want to look at always, anytime I'm doing my analysis, you'll notice I have 3 time frames up. I always start at the monthly because I want the bigger picture. And I thought of an analogy the other day. So like if you're planning a vacation and you're planning to drive cross country, would you want to look at it step by step as you go, or would you want to get the full directions, the full map, the full view, and then work down from there and figure out the best route? So I thought that that was a really good analogy. You know, start at the larger time frames and whittle down to the smaller time frames. So like I said, always start with the monthly, and then the middle is the weekly, and then on the right side is the daily. So we all know that QQQ and SPY and a lot of other names had outside months in September, and we knew to be expecting this. We were calling it around the 50% retracement of August. And what that means is your target is the low of August at a minimum. So an outside bar is a broadening formation on a smaller time frame, which means you have a slight higher high and you have slight lower lows. Now, broadening formations don't always stay in broadening formations. Thank you, Jonathan. New friends. So anyway, broadening formations don't stay broadening formations forever. They can bounce around in there for a while, but then they will broaden. So they will either break, if you have a broadening formation, they will break up and out, or they will break down to the downside, but they will still broaden the pattern. So when you get an outside bar, this is this 3-2 down is a continuation. So anytime in October we are below last month's low, you're gonna want to be looking short, because we can't go higher if we're below last month's low. We're just going to go lower. It makes sense when you think about it in common sense forms like that. And we know what our targets are because I teach this all the time. There's multiple targets. There always is multiple targets. We never know how far price is going to go. So this would be the entry short. So anytime we're under 357.10 for the Qs, target 1, which we hit today. Our next target is down here at 327.54. And also, don't forget about psychological levels along the way. You can also find more targets in the weekly. So just say all these. So anytime we're under 357.10, we're looking for short opportunities. Thank you, Art. Those donations pop up like super big. They keep catching my catching my eye over here. All right, so let's dissect QQQ weekly a little bit, okay? So way back here, we had a slight higher high on the week of 9/7 compared to the previous week of 8/30. So that would be the top of your broadening formation. Or if you wanted, you can even draw it like this. So we have a high and then we have a new high. You see this giant outside bar? Broadening formations and our targets usually always come back to the outside bar. So it's not funny or coincidental that we took out this level today, because we took out a broadening formation, this outside bar. So now we already have a new broadening formation. So we've made a new low compared to this pivot low and this pivot low. So here's the question. All right, so let me just say, I do not trade 3-2 continuations. I trade 3-2 down, 2 up reversals. I don't like, to me, this is very similar to a 2-2 continuation. They're just not my thing. I don't like them. You're shorting into the lows. It's not my style. I would rather just sit this out. And that's fine. You're allowed to sit whatever you want out. You're allowed to trade tickers that you don't want to trade. I don't trade Apple. I don't trade AMD. I just don't like them. I don't know what it is. We're just not friends. whatever. So you can also get back-to-back outside bars, which is a huge broadening formation. If anybody remembers my example with Chewy, the last live that I did, we had like 3 consecutive back-to-back outside weeks, which, thank you, Ray. Oh my goodness, you're such a sweetheart. So real quick, let's just go and look at Chewy and see what I'm talking about. Right here. Let's make it really big. 1, 2, 3 consecutive outside weeks. And I know this messes with a lot of people, but you can make a lot of money on these patterns. So on the weekly, you can make your broadening formation look like this, okay? So everybody, you know, is like, oh, you know, Chewy's super bullish, you know, it broke this resistance. Yes, it did. It hit its target. That was our target. We don't want to be long here. And then look what happened. It hit its target at 92.50, and then immediately had a 2-2 reversal. And look where we tried to find some support, but this is an example of a broadening formation expanding to the downside. And what are our targets on that? They are previous pivot lows. We don't, support is not support. I know everybody's taught that. Support is not a straight line. It's not horizontal. It's typically a zone, but we expect the supports to be taken out, which is why we consider them and call them our targets. My trading game completely changed when I stopped using the words support and resistance. When I started referring to those levels as targets, it was like, oh my God, I can't believe that. That was a huge like light bulb moment for me. This is not support. This is my target. And we took it out, which was 64.08. We hit 63.42. Okay, anyway, so that's, and let's look at it on the daily. So here's your broadening formation on the daily. You get a low, a high, a new low, a new high, a new low. All right, let's go check out SPY. And then what in the heck was up with Facebook and Instagram today? I heard Facebook took a nosedive from you guys on Twitter. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so SPY, same deal. It's the exact same setup as QQQ. We had an outside month in September. So anytime we are below this white line, which I have marked, and you can see it really big right here, 428.78. So anytime we are below that, you want to be looking short. And it's, look at this weekly. What do you guys see? Do you see this big outside bar, which was exactly the same setup on the Qs? So if SPY keeps dropping, that 420.62, so this weekly outside bar is our target. And look where it is on the monthly. This is why we mark our monthly pivots, because they correlate to other time frames. So our pivot low on the weekly is our July monthly low. So you don't notice these things unless you have multiple time frames pulled up at the same time, unless you flip back and forth constantly, which is super annoying. I just recommend you have more than one time frame up, at least 3. Rob preaches 4. Okay, then like I said, what the heck happened with Facebook? So I think there was some bearish news today. You guys would have to tell me. Like I said, I did not trade today, so I'm not sure what the news was or whatever. But let's look at it from the Strat standpoint. And often, even if there's bad news or I lost my train of thought. I guess what I was saying is bad news and news are often timed. in price action is always usually first and is more of a leading indicator. Well, so what does this say? Global DNS entries withdrawn on Facebook. Facebook global outage. Okay. So whatever the news is, we already knew to be short because the price action told us to. Why? Because we had, just like the SPY and the Qs, we had an outside bar on the monthly. Target 1, target 2. So we took out, it's so easy when you look at it like this, isn't it? So target 2 was June's monthly low, which was 323.48. You guys see where we took out? We took out, what was the low? 322.70. So we took out the support. Well, that's technically not support, but we took out the target like perfectly, less than $1. So, all right. If we keep dropping on Facebook, that's a lot of volume. Not as much as that day though. Close. So Facebook, our next target would be 298, 300 psychological, and I'd say 303. Okay, so what, I know everybody loves to be long the market and long term, yes, you should be, but when should you get in? Hold on, sorry, I'm reading something. Jalil, why press F11 on my keyboard? What will happen? That makes me scared. Mally, I mean, I look at volume, but I don't trade based on volume, if that makes any sense. I'll just kind of make a note in my mind. Because volume really only matters for the bears, because the bulls, like all year long, they don't need any volume to move the price up. That's something that Dan, it will make my screen bigger. I don't think it will. I think I'm tapped out on real estate here. Is it? Okay, I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit F11, but if it goes wonky, you guys gotta tell me how to fix it, because I don't know. I hit it. I don't think anything happened. I don't know. I don't see anything happen. I tried. I try to make them big for you. I can always hide my watch list, which makes it a little bit bigger. Okay. Andre, not funny. Click the chart, then click F11. Yeah, still nothing. Click on the middle of the chart. I clicked F11. On my keyboard, I have a Windows like 10 or something. It looks like it's a fast forward button. Am I supposed to be holding the function button down? Function and F11 maybe? Okay, let's try function and F11. Oh, hey, there we go. So I had to hit function. All right, cool. Thanks. I hope that helps you guys. A little bit bigger. All right. Anyway, so broadening formations. So since I don't trade 3-2 continuations, something that can happen is back-to-back outside bars. So we have an outside bar on the monthly. So the only way possible for us to make back-to-back outside bars on the monthly, what do we need to see happen? We need to see a reversal on the weekly time frame. What's a reversal, Sarah? It's a whole bunch of things. But in this case, it's going to be a 2 down followed by a 2 up on the weekly. So yes, if it's possible, I'm not saying it's going to happen, so don't misquote me when I'm saying that it's, you know, back-to-back outside bars are a thing. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it does, what we need to see happen, so follow along with me. So here's the weekly time frame. We would need to see next week, we would need to break above this week's high, and then it would need to stay above this week's high. So this next week is going to be very important for what the rest of October looks like, in my opinion. And what I mean by that is we're either going to get a reversal and try and head back up, or we're going to get corrective activity, which is literally just like a bounce, or in non-strat terms, it's a bear flag, and then we're going to continue to head down. So if and when we break above, we'll just call it 434. So if and when we break above 434 next week, it needs to stay above 434. And what do I mean? So there's literally only 2 scenarios that can happen. So next week, so this week's kind of like shot, you know, we had a 2 down, we made a new low. This week we opened, we've made a new low. So anybody who had their stop here and bought the dip on Friday, this is how the market makers do us. Anybody who bought the dip on Friday just got stopped out today. We made a slight lower low, just barely, didn't go anywhere. So that's why I'm saying next week is going to be important, because we either go 2-2 up and try and make new highs. And what will that do? That'll make consecutive on the monthly, that'll make consecutive back-to-back outside months. Okay, so that's one scenario. Hey, actually, I have a question for you guys. Do you know how or what button I hit on my keyboard to undo the last like 1 or 2 drawings that I just did? Hey, Tom. I see people like drawing their charts and then they hit something on the keyboard and it like oh, I just answered my own question. Backspace. Control Z. Cool. Hey, Tom, hey. So Tom K and I, if you don't follow him on Twitter at TomK2020, I think his name is. We're homies from the Chart Guys days, which is where I started. And he has started learning the strat, and he's doing an amazing job, and he is my best, the Chart Guys strat student. So he's amazing. All right. So anyway, the scenario 1 was a reversal, and we hold above last week's high, and we try and make new highs come the end of October. The second scenario, which is why I say it's so important that we remain above 434 next week if we break above it, is if we don't, you're going to get a 2 up, which is just going to bear flag and come back down. So if we break above I'm saying last week's high, but it's this week. You know what I'm saying? We're pretending we're in the future. We're pretending we're at next week. So if we break last week's high, aka this week, and start to fail. So if we get a 2 up that's red and it begins to fail and drops below the 440 or 434, we can look for it to again take out the lows. So if you are playing long, that's what you want to look for. We also on SPY have a pivot machine gun right now. We have not had any corrective activity since this all-time high exhaustion risk, this 2 up, and then we had a 2 down, 2 down, 2 down, 2 down, 2 down. So we've got, let me turn my magnet on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we currently have 6 consecutive lower highs. So that's why I'm saying next week is going to be so important. We either reverse and we come and smash through all these pivots, so everybody's short stops, or we go 2 up and we start failing and we go back down. Okay. Today on the cues, what was the early indicator that we were going to head lower? Can anybody guess what was the early indicator? I don't just, oh, I'm sorry, hold on. It's not on, it was on NQ. Okay, so on the NASDAQ futures, can anybody guess what the early clue was that we were going to go down? I'm waiting. Master, what happened before that though? Art, can you word that in a different way? Because remember, this was not a 3. Bars don't start at 3s. What do they start as? Okay, I'm seeing some of the right answers. They're just not worded the way that I would word them. There you go. I can't say your name. SH. Is there a way I can? What's your name? A failed 2 up from SHM Cray. Shmer Cray. Yes, a failed 2 up. What is a failed 2 up? We'll show you. Let's remove all of our drawing tools. This is how you know this is not a reversal, but it's corrective activity. What happened? All right, so this is the daily time frame. Okay. We closed on Friday right here. We opened today right here, right at the top of the pink, because red bars open at the top. We took out Friday's high by 18 bucks, something like that, 18, 28, 38, 17. So we took out Friday's high by $17, which on the NASDAQ is not a lot. Took it out, okay? So at the time that we took this out, we would have been green on the day, and we know that 14,883 is our target 1. So we went up, we took out the highs, we didn't go anywhere. We certainly did not take out target 1, and we started failing. So our green candle, which at the time, pretend this is real time, at the time we were green. So we had full time frame continuity to the upside because we were starting a new week. The week at that time when we broke that level was green. The day was green, but time frame continuity changes just like price action changes. So what is our new thing that we're doing, that I'm doing? We are doing a fib to find the halfway retracement to look for outside bars. So when this went 2 up, started turning red, once we hit 14,677, it was a very good chance we were going to come out and take out 14,537 because we know that outside bars exist. So that was our target one. And then remember, we also had our other target from the monthly. So it took out Friday's low. So you could have covered some here, you could have covered some here, and then once you closed above it, I probably would have exited anything else that I was holding. But that was the early indicator because at that time, let's go to the hourly. And let me make this the daily, just so I'm making sure I'm telling everything right. Okay. So, there we go. We had a 2 up, we broke Friday's high, and then what? Then we got a flip, then we got a 2-2 reversal down. Took out the 50%, and then just smashed our targets. So yes, this was the early clue. And at that time, what time is this? On my clock, it says 1800. So what was SPY doing at that time? I know the answer, but so SPY stayed an inside day. So what does that mean? So that means the Qs, or NASDAQ, thank you, Pat, appreciate these donations so much. So what does that mean? So that means that the Qs tried to be stronger in the morning. They tried to break the previous day's high. This is also why I talk about market correlation all the time, and you have to be watching both because you can get clues from both. So NASDAQ tried to go 2 up. SPY never did. SPY stayed an inside day all day. But you had your QQQ clue, or your NASDAQ clue, to be looking to the short side because we had a failed 2 up. Does that make sense? So even though SPY was weaker and couldn't take out Friday's high, QQQ tried and failed, or NASDAQ, you know, whatever you're looking at. So I hope that makes sense. Okay. Now, let's make this the week and the daily again. Let's go look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's one of those fun things where sometimes you have, sometimes it's correlated, sometimes it's opposite. So sometimes Bitcoin can be like the safe haven. And it looks like it is. All right, let's make these charts. Ooh, this is nice. Oh, this is really nice. I like this. Yes, the strat works on crypto. Yes, it works on Forex. It works on everything with the chart. Okay, what is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin is going up. They're trying to put their money in Bitcoin. Hey, Dell. Dell is our resident strat fanboy. I nicknamed him this because he used to, in a sweet way, annoy me. So I named him the strat fanboy, and he went with it and he ran with it, and now he's a hero. So that's fun. Okay, one sec, I need a drink. Okay, Bitcoin, what do we got? Let's start on the monthly. We have a 2 up last month. Okay, so October, we open right where we close because that's called a flip. We just flip. All right, and right from the jump, basically, they were buying. All right, so let's go to the weekly. What do we have on the weekly? This is cool. We have a slight lower low on the weekly. So we had a low, and then we made a new low. So that is what we like to see. We like to see new lows that don't go anywhere, which signify exhaustion to the downside, seller exhaustion. Then we had a 3-1-2 reversal on the weekly. All right, so what's our entries? What's our target? So if you're only looking at the weekly, which we don't do, your entry would be there at 47, target 1, target 2. Now, let's go to the daily. What do we have here? I'm trying to make the strat more technical analysis friendly, and some people are making it really hard for me to do, and they're being jerks, which I'm not cool with. Anyway, it's all about training your eyes. What do we have? We basically, you see this tightening range? So we have a new low, a new high, a higher low, a lower high, a higher low. This is an inside bar on a weird time frame that you can't see. And how do I know that? Because I know that. I just know that. The price is tightening. So you could have, let's find it. Is it the 2-day time frame? Close enough. Pretend it's probably the 3-day. No, 4-day. I see it. I know it's there. I just gotta find it. There she is. Okay, so do you see how what we saw on the daily is just a tightening range, and it's inside bars in a larger time frame? So that's why I like to teach you guys to identify tightening ranges, because they are just inside bars on larger time frames. So what could you have done? How could you have gotten in before the weekly trigger? You could have taken this 2 down, 2 up reversal right here. And then you have an early entry. So right there at 42,595, stop would go there. And you're hoping that this triggers your 2 down, 2 up week reversal. All right. Okay. Does anybody have any correct partial unless, hey friends, I watched your weekend shift with Cyberdog. I like your SMA style. That's cool. Hey Ed, all my friends are here. Okay, anyway, yes, but we do not trade. We try not to trade within the tightening ranges. But if you can think forward and always be forward thinking, if this, then that. So what will happen if I get in now? Will that trigger the double inside bar in the 4-hour day? Okay, so Bitcoin currently is having a reverse correlation to the stock market. So that basically tells me that the market participants are scared. They want to be long. They're looking for something to put their money into long. 2-3 reversals. I love all threes. I don't care if it's a 1-3 or a 2-3. It's the exact same. You play it the exact same way. Hello, my little stepdaughter Mal. Okay, does anybody have any overall market questions before I get into chart requests and what I'm going to do with the chart requests and why I've come to this decision that I have? Yeah, okay, so Silent Jat, he's a big member of the Strat community. He also makes scripts for us to use. But he said nice, no discrimination, because Mel's in the house. Oh, you guys, I gotta stop looking at this. I'm fangirling. Okay. But no, I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate. I know, certain people in the strat community hate technical analysis, and I'm like seriously trying to change that perception because it's all price action. I can call any pattern a strat pattern. I can do it. It can be done. It's all the same. I don't want people shying away from the strat because, they're like, oh, stratters are mean to the technical analysts, because it shouldn't be that way. I started with TA, but I just needed a little extra help with targets and stuff. So that's where the strat helped me. And anybody who's learning or finds the strat is already in the trading world, and they've already been down the technical analysis rabbit hole. That's just how it works. If you find the strat first, that's amazing. Most of us don't. So most of us have lived, through this, and, have struggled with entries or stops or targets. So we searched for something else, and that's how I personally found the strat. Okay. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take some chart requests, but I had a live last time and I had an overwhelming amount of chart requests and it was just too much. So what I've decided to do is I'm gonna do like $2 beers, except it's gonna be like $2 charts. So if you want me to look, this is completely optional. I don't want anybody to feel like they have to pay me. That's not why I'm here, but I am trying to kind of lower the amount of chart requests. And if you're serious about trading and the strat, $2 should be nothing. So give me your ticker. Give me what, if you prefer a time frame, any helpful information, whatever you want, and I will look at it. Clark, great stuff, Sarah. Saw you last night on TW. Yeah, dude, those boys, I wish I got to talk to, but maybe we'll do something in the future. They're great. And you know what? They both come from technical analysis. The strat wasn't always here. We've had profitable traders for a long time. Thank you. Ray, he's my friend. Yeah, I mean, there's been profitable traders for a long time. Anybody who trades can slim. They use fundamentals and technicals. You have flow traders who have, made huge success following the flow. Trading is not one size fits all. So I just want everybody to come together. I want everybody to help one another. We have a great community of people on Twitter. Like, I've made so many friends. Thanks, Vic. Thanks, Alex. Okay, let me start with some of these. Clark, if there's anything you want me to look at, just let me know. Jonathan, you want my arch nemesis, AMD. It's not my arch nemesis, but I just don't trade it. Okay, AMD. So first and foremost, what sticks out to me is that we are at all-time high exhaustion risk, which we hit in August, which we also hit in July, which is fine. All-time highs are fine until you get a reversal. So per the strat, a 2 up, 2 down reversal would be right there at 101.98. But you actually got an earlier short signal on the weekly when this week gapped up and not everybody knows this, but I feel like it's a great rule of thumb and that you should try to incorporate, is gap ups are usually for selling and profit taking and tend to kind of fall back down to earth, and gap downs are usually for buying the dip and, you know, people loading the boat again in the short term. I don't mean forever, but like that day or that week or whatever. So on AMD, you had a 2 up this week, didn't go anywhere, probably happened at the end of the week. And then you had a gap up and it started failing, turning back red. So technically, you would have wanted to have been short since 108.50. Last week, also not a good sign. You had a 3, 2 up, but what happened, it failed and started coming down and turning red. We almost got you almost got back-to-back outside weeks last week. The only nearby, the next target is very far away, but it's possible to hit if the market keeps tanking. So if you're looking to go long, you might not consider it till 89 and 90 psychological, and then we may come and take out this pivot low at 84. So we will see about that. Shop. This is for Alex. Thank you for the extra. Ooh, okay, so first thing that stands out to me, last month, we had a 2 up that instantly failed. It went absolutely nowhere. Okay, so now shop is pretty much just like SPY and QQQ. We have a 3 on the month and then a 2 down. You have this big candle. So it might want to go test 1245 and maybe 1250 psychological, and then 1182. Yeah, I don't like this long unless, honestly, you could take out one of these pivots and then reverse. But you do have an outside, or you do have a broadening formation here because you had that outside on the month. So something like this. So see, it kind of today tried to find some support here and bounce off the bottom of this broadening formation. But again, same thing, like I said, with next week is going to be a big deal, and it's going to give us a lot more information if we get an actual 2 up reversal and stay up, or if we get a 2 up, barely go anywhere and start failing and coming back down. If that happens, so if we basically bear flag, you're going to come and visit these green levels for sure. So next week's important. It's very important you keep your stops tight if you're hoping to catch the bottom of a try. Hi, Pat. Thank you. You would like Oracle? Stuck. Okay, so Oracle has been a monster lately. Obviously, look at this monthly chart. So September, you had an outside bar on the monthly. We opened. We're still stuck inside. So you are just, you're just stuck. You're just stuck in this broadening formation, like literally right in the center. And okay, so let's look at the daily. This gave us more information over here. They're not buying this. You're going to want to short this. They're going to try and come down and take out this low in the next week or two. So this is a rev strat. So it's an inside bar, a 2 in one direction that fails, and then a 2 in the other direction. So how you would play this, you go short there at 88.96, That's target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4, target 5, which puts us at the bottom of that Browning formation. But like I said, this might take, it might take a week. You know, who knows how fast it's going to happen. It can certainly, tomorrow, if we break today's low, it can certainly take out 87. I feel like that's an easily attainable one-day target. And then put your stop at the high. Because if this doesn't go, we were wrong. And you don't want to stay wrong. Tony, did you want a ticker? Thank you. Pepsi, oh, I see. Thanks for bearing with me, you guys. I'm still like learning the ropes of YouTube Live. Pepsi. Pepsi was at all-time high exhaustion risk back in August, which is obvious because we had a new high, but we were red. If you're looking to go long, it's not looking great right now. So this is a two down continuation, which I don't trade. If you're looking to go long, you almost want to wait till next month, till November, to get a 2 down, 2 up reversal. And then your targets would be 157 and 158. And we got a 2 down this week, but barely. So maybe next week, if they want to try and take it above 153, you could try and go long. Oh, that daily doesn't look good though. They tried today. Not a great long. Sorry, I lost my place. Rudy, thank you. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Ed. I know you do. Mally, Nike, daily. Ooh, this is a fun one. So last month, Nike was a mega short, all-time high exhaustion risk. I talked about this in my last live, actually. That's why all these lines are here. So right now, you have a 2 down on the month, but it's a 2-2 continuation. So it didn't go anywhere, and it started to turn green. So it looks like they are trying to buy Nike this month. We're still an inside bar in the weekly. So you'd want to get above 149.91. I would call that 150 psychological though. So so what I kind of do, if it's something that's that close, I will just change my level. So on the chart, I see and remember, oh, wait till I can get over 150 and then go long. And if that works, the 50% retracement for it to become an outside bar is at 155 with your target of becoming an outside month at 166.62. So yes, so on the daily, you have a 3, so we made a new lower low, but like I said, it didn't go anywhere, so you're at seller exhaustion because it's a 2-2 continuation, so we don't trade continuations. That's why I don't trade 3-2 continuations. So what you want to do on the daily, if this then that, so if we get a 3-1-2, so if we break the inside day to the upside at 147.62, can we break last week's high at 150? So I don't know how long you're looking to play this or whatever, but a good day trade for tomorrow would be 147.62 to 150. And then there's your 50% retrace. Remove drawings. I'm such a psycho. I want to remove the drawings, but I won't do that. Lucid. Okay, so anybody joining in, I'm doing $2 beers. What's that? $2 chart requests. All right, Lucid. Lucid is stuck. We got, so I see kind of a broadening formation here on the weekly. So we had a low, a high, a lower low, a higher high, a lower low, couldn't get a higher high. So you're just stuck in the middle of this mother bar. All right, so currently this week, this is a 2 up, 2 down reversal. So they're trying to take it to the downside, meaning it's in force and a short anytime you're under 24.15. And, oh, there you go. So you have the 22 strike. There you go. So you're right in line with what I would say. So short anytime under 24.15, target is 21.66. And then your next target would be down here at 18.70. And then of course, don't forget about 20 psychological. Gree. Another one. All right, another one. Gree. I don't know what this name is. It's a new name. This is, oh, what do we have? Okay, so you've got the $30 strike. Let's see, why do you have, I see why you have the $30 strike. Okay, so currently, this is great. So today we made a new all-time low, but it got bought up. So it stopped everybody out. Anybody who had a stop or technical analysis shows you to have a stop, not saying anything negative, but anyone who had a stop at 23.60 or 61 got stopped out. We hit a low of 23.53. So 8 cents it stopped everybody out by. So yeah, if you can get a 3-2 up continuation, your target is 32.50 and 30 psychological. Good job. Snow. Snow. Oof. I warned about snow. Oof. Hold on. At the high, actually. I warned about it on Twitter. Oh, it's still on here. Here it is. Okay. So, okay, so why did I warn about snow when it hit 327.41? Because it took out the top of the 3, so our target, it took out our target. Where's the next target on the monthly? It's in outer space. That is a huge ask to go from 327 all the way up to 429. So that's when I was like, hey, if you guys are long, you might want to be protective because we hit our target and that one is not happening anytime soon. So this month we got a 2-2 reversal. So anytime you're below 291.62, it's a short with a target of 247 and a whole bunch of psychological levels. You know, I would say increments ending in 0 and 5. And on the weekly, you got a perfect 3-1-2 reversal after hitting magnitude. And I said that the target was 300 psych, which we hit. But as of right now, it's not staying under last month's low. Oh, it just didn't close there. So basically, anytime you get corrective activity on the daily or a bear flag, so a 2 up, you can short the 2 down. You should be safe. Believe it or not, this is like multiple time frame analysis to the downside, or full time frame analysis to the downside. I realize the yearly is green, but everything else is red. So it's definitely a short. Thanks, Big Beastie. Oh my gosh. A $50 woo donation. Thank you. I just sent you my scans, I think. Thanks. Okay, Wealth Squad, I hope I answered your question. Thanks, Clark. Microsoft. Don't you just love the flip? So if you look, this is the monthly on the left. If you look at August, it was all buying. As soon as September opened, it opened right here and they started selling. So all month long, you could have been shorting Microsoft. So Microsoft's one of those tricky ones, kind of like, you know, the Qs right now. I mean, we just hit all-time highs. We are at all-time high exhaustion risk, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to tank. It can, it may not. So same thing. Anytime we are below last month, oh, that's a 2-2 continuation. I don't like continuations. I say this all the time. Okay, just in a really easy way of looking at it, 281.60, if you're below it, look for shorts. If you're above it, look for longs. If it can, retrace 50%, you're looking to maybe go outside month. But of course, it matters what the SPY and the Qs are doing. Always. That always, always matters. If you are trading a ticker and you are not watching the SPY or the Qs or both, you're doing yourself an injustice, because you can have the most bullish chart set up, but the market's tanking, your trade's not going to go where you want it to go. It's just not. Look at my watch list. What do you see? You see on this screen alone, all red and 2 greens. One of them's Bitcoin. So that's why Amazon just delivered something. But anyway, that's why market correlation is so important, and it's real, and you need to pay attention to it. Mally, you want to do XLU? All right. Okay, so last month we hit all-time highs, all-time high exhaustion risk, which is why we made a slight higher high in September compared to August. we did not take out any pivot lows, so they're still trying to keep it in a monthly uptrend, which is something that we don't talk about a lot in the strat, but I do. So you just have a higher low every time, higher low, higher low. It's trying to make a higher low here. So as long as you can hold above, oops, that's not the tool I want. As long as you can hold above last month's low, you can be looking for reversals to the upside, and I'm sure you saw this pivot machine gun on the weekly. So technically, the weekly trigger is a break above last week's high, and then, you know your targets. Target, I should make the entry white. So the white entry is the correct actionable signal entry. So a 2 down, 2 up reversal, target 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 targets after your entry. So, I mean, pretty strong compared to the rest of the market. Pamela, Tesla just broke out of a okay, so what happened with Tesla? So first, let me change the monthly time frame to the 3-month time frame. So we had an inside quarter, and then last quarter it tried to take it up to make a new all-time high, except it didn't go anywhere, didn't move. Okay, hold on. So now let's go back to the monthly. So it took out that target, and then I had marked over here, I had psychological targets. I had an $800 psychological target, and then the next target was $821. Problem is, you're kind of at exhaustion risk right now. I would really like to see Tesla, and I said this last week, I'd really like to see Tesla have some corrective activity on the weekly. We did take out that 800 psychological target, but it was on a gap up. And again, I'm going to say it again, gap ups are usually for selling. Lots of volume, lots of bear volume on Tesla today. And as of right now, Tesla looks like it's going to be an outside week. And why do I say that? Because anytime we're below 781.30, we're going to go and try and take out that last week's lows at 763.59. So tomorrow, it's going to hit that if we break today's low tomorrow. So if we break, well, that's not a very big move for Tesla, but if we break 780.79, we're definitely going to take out 776.12. And then the next target would be this outside day down here at 744, and then you got 750 psychological. Big, oh, let me read your message, Corey. Would love to see the ticker that might make you the most money this month and hear how you might be playing it. As soon as I find one, I'll let you know. I've actually spent all my month so far trying to find my daughter a used car, which is not a fun thing to do. I'm not even going to say what happened. AMC, let's do it. Let's do AMC. Let's clear Tesla. Let's do bearish. A poor guy. I was on that Theta Warrior and Trading Wars live stream yesterday, and I felt so bad. Somebody said they bought AMC at 65. What do they do? And my heart like literally broke. So they bought right around here, right at the very top. Sucks. But what can you do? Okay, you're stuck inside this monthly mother bar, honestly, is what's happening right here. You have a tightening range. It's an inside quarter. I can see that because we have a low, we have our all-time high, we have a lower high, we have another lower high, and just for the sake of drawing a line, that's your previous low. So do you see, you see how all that's stuck inside? Where's the rectangle? Ooh, not that. So this candle, this one with the highest amount of volume, AKA the volume climax. So all this price action is stuck inside of here. And it's just not gonna go anywhere until you break above 50, call it 53, or below 27. It's just dead for now. The entry was here. You see this 3 inside months? That was the entry. That's where everybody should have gone long. Right above 12.22. So I don't have any good news for AMC. Other than if it breaks the low there, it's going lower. Didn't I already do Lucid? I think I did Lucid. Didn't I? Let me look at it. Yes, I did Lucid already. It's just stuck in this broadening formation. It's a short anytime it's below 24. Clever Ape, GCI. Sounds like an electrician tool. I don't know what that is. Ooh. Took out. So that's why we stopped where we did. See this outside month over here from way back when, from January of 2020, the high was 706, so that was the target. So it hit the target. I like this more as a short. So if you can break below 613, my target would be 515. But if you can break above 706, I mean, I feel like you might want some corrective activity, but if you can break above that, you're looking to go up to 905. Yeah, last week is what concerns me because you broke the inside bar to the upside and it didn't go anywhere. So that was the bulls' chance. If they were going to do it, they were going to do it right then, and they didn't do it. And then this week opened up and they started selling right away. So tomorrow, if you break below today's low, it's definitely bearish. Don't know if you did Brian's chart request. I hope let me look. What was it? Can you, I think I scrolled all the way back. I don't see it. I certainly don't want to miss it. The Strat, I don't know how to say that word. Uchicha? I don't know what that is. Franz! Smack that SMA on it. Which ticker? Stop paying me, Franz. You don't gotta pay me. You're so cute. I don't even mess with my indicators. I put up a moving average the other day just to show somebody like where people would normally buy on the 50-day or the 20-day, and because per the strat we actually bought like $10 lower, and he like called me out. He's like, well, why are they on there? I'm like, to show you where people like to buy. See, I'm so bad at even applying an indicator. Oh God, we got a 4. We got a 4 for 1. Okay, yeah, Ray's easier because that word just looks so foreign to me. Thanks, Baron. Ochiha. Strat Ochiha? What does that mean? What was one of them really popular ones? Let's look at AFRM, because I was talking about that a while back and I nailed, wait a minute. I got to get these SMAs off. It looks like Elmo's room up in here. Yes, I called the top. Okay, I thought I was wrong for a second. Okay. 9 SMA. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Why did I call the top of AFRM? Well, the short-term top at least, which is what traders and we care about. So that was the setup. You had a 312 on the weekly with, you know, we like our psychological levels. Let's call this 130. Let's throw another one on there. Let's call it 135. This is where people who use fibs might have a slight higher advantage than I do because I don't use them. I just use psychological levels ending in 0s and 5s. All right, so what was the deal? Oh, I also had a symmetrical triangle drawn on it. This was when I was trying to explain. I don't know why people in the strat get so mad when they see this. It's literally, it's an inside bar. I don't know. I don't understand how they don't see it. Okay. So yeah, so it hit the top of our 3, which was at 126. It hit 130 on a gap up. So on a gap up, gaps are for selling. So it hit your target, started falling, get out, 130. Actually, look where it stopped at today. Interesting. But yeah, that was beautiful. Hit the target, started falling. Ooh, let's look at Snap. No new traders should trade Snap. If you don't know what a Browning formation is, get away. Okay, so here, this is a great example of TA versus the strat. Let's go down to a one screen. All right, let's even, no, daily. It was the daily. Okay. We did it. We already did it. Okay. So technical analysis chart people see I forget what it's called. It's either an ascending or descending triangle. I forgot which one, the flat bottom, but it's supposed to be a bullish pattern. It did. So it broke it to the upside. It made a new high compared to the all-time high. And that's it. So once this happens, people expect it to keep going. But who are you long against? All the shorts. So anybody who is short using the previous all-time high, anyone who is short the day that we broke it on this day, anyone who is short got stopped out, which added to the buying pressure. We hit the top of the try, or we made a new high. So that's the goal. I think it's wine time. The goal is to make a new high. So I saw on Twitter people calling this a breakout and a retest, which that's a thing, sure. But I was calling it a broadening formation because we're at all-time high exhaustion risk. And then what did you get? You got the perfect reversal signal. You had an inside day and down. So once we hit new highs, that's it. I'm done. My target's been hit. I'm looking to get out. And then what do? We came and we made a new low. So, Alex likes to draw. I've never even used this. This disjoint channel. Let's give it a try. His are prettier. I don't know. But see, so there's your broadening formation. So we made a new low today compared to this low, 70.11. So what was the play today on Snap? You go short on the daily rev strat. 1, 2 up, did not take out its target, it failed. Go short at 73. That's target 1, that's target 2, that's target 3. Pretty much a glorious trade. But yeah, that's why I tell newer traders stay away from Snapchat. It is the king of broadening formations. Okay, Franz, let's go to Visa. Okay, I'm gonna have to we'll go simple moving average. Why does it give me 1,000,000? And I can't get rid of, and what am I doing wrong here? No, I don't want to compare. It can't be that hard to just put, okay, let me look a little more. Averages, I just want average. Oh no. Somebody tell me what I'm doing wrong. No, I don't know how to make that go away. Nope. Okay, Brian wanted Airbnb, cost, BA, or Disney. He said pick one. I can read, ooh, shoot, whatever. Have eyes that can read an opponent. Long story short, anime stuff. Ah, I am not that girl. Yeah, guys. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right, let's do, I feel so bad. Brian, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to miss your thing. So A, B, and B. Ooh, beautiful 2-2 reversal today. We're going back to the OG because this is how we do. We start at the monthly, the weekly, the daily. All right, you have an inside weekend down. Okay, hold on. You took out all nearby targets when you took out 173.44 based on the monthly. Okay, the next target on the monthly was all the way up here at 194. So you took out your monthly target, the only one that was nearby, so you're sort of at like temporary exhaustion risk. And look what happened when we did that. So we stalled out. Last week, we had an inside week, which means there was a battle going on between short and long. You know, which way are we going to go? It's a battle on direction. So this week, they picked a direction. Okay. So you should be in short at 165.71. Target one is 159 and 160 psychological. And the main target is we'll call it 155. And why is that? Because we want to take out pivot lows. Those are our targets because we want to like be on the other side of the trade. We want to stop people out. We want to make people have to close their positions and have to do something. Okay, let's also do cost for Brian. Ooh, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? All-time high exhaustion risk. Doesn't this look a lot like what happened back here the last time we had a 2 up at all-time highs? Yes, it does. So just, you know, repeating history. What do you have? Let's pretend that doesn't exist yet. So you have a 2 up at the previous all-time highs. Then you had a 2 down reversal. All these were your targets. Okay, so target, 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 target. It took out 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 5 targets. Then it reversed. Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Control Z. Thanks, guys. Okay, so now we have the same thing here on the monthly. 2 down. Target 1. Target 2 is a long way away. That's a long bar. So I would say, as long as you stay below 445, we are taking out 425. This is a short until it's not, but right now, definitely a short. You have back-to-back outside bars. God, this is so good. So last week, you made a new all-time high by less than $1. Pew! This is why we don't take breakouts. We are not breakout traders. Breakout traders are exhaustion risk traders. You're trading alone. There's no price action up here. There's no bag holders. There's no orders. There's no shorts. There's nothing up here. Let that marinate for a minute. Let's just look at V since I'm an idiot and can't figure out how to put a simple moving average on my chart unless I get 8 of them. On the 3-minute. Pew, pew, pew. Straight up all day. So where was the open? Why are my times messed up? What's the right time zone? Bro, it says where I am. I'm like Chicago time. I don't know why it's off. I don't know. I assume this was the opening though. So you had a 3-2 continuation. And yes, I could see how an SMA would work because it follows price action. You did not have a lower low. Here, I'm gonna draw your SMA. How about that? I'm gonna draw it because I can't figure out how to put it on the chart. Where's my brush? Jeez. I'm artsy though. Probably went. Oh, almost. Oh, almost. And probably something like that. Franz, you should screenshot this and then show me if this is what the 3-minute SMA looked like. Tell me if I nailed it. I would die. That would be so fun. All right, I'm gonna do one more and then I'm gonna go. My voice sounds like poop. And I've been on an hour and a half. Yeah, SMAs. They just honestly just like give you extra confirmation of your uptrend. And when it starts to, when you get, you know, a lower low, that's when it'll start to curve down. Just moving average. I'll try it. Damn, did I delete? Okay, here we go. We're back. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see how good I am at drawing moving averages. Bam. Nailed it. Nailed it. You see that curve? Here, it's probably too hard to see. Style, how do you make it fatter? Don't know. But yeah, so my line is the white squiggly line, and the moving average that people are using is the blue line, and you'll notice we curve down at the same time because why? Because we broke our higher lows. So we are beginning a downtrend, which means the SMAs are curving down. Ray and Franz, you guys just paid for the day that I missed at work looking for my daughter's car. And everybody, thank you everybody who had donated. I so appreciate it. Also, I've been a broke bee because, you know, I tell you guys I am not rich. I am not out here trying to get rich. I am out here trying to pay my bills. And then literally like all of September, I couldn't work because I was painting the walls that you see behind you that are beautiful. I know. So I so appreciate the donations. Yeah, it's been a month, I have to say. Okay. All right. Well, I gotta get off. I need to eat something. Um, you know where to find me. If you don't, I'm sure you do, but at Trade Sniper Sarah on Twitter. And I always love hanging out with you guys, and I hope you learned something. And this should be available for replay and to rewatch. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Tom, you know, I chop trees. I I do all that man stuff. Arr, 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 arr. Like Tim the Toolman Taylor, but cuter. Okay. All right. Well, I had a lot of fun. I will catch you guys on Twitter. I got to get this MA off my chart. And this one. All right. So yeah, anyway, holler at me if you have any questions. Tag me. I love to help. All right. Bye.